Hi, my name is Edmund Buchos, and this is my arc length project for AP Calculus AB. And the objective of this project is to use the arc length formula in at least a section of a path of a nearby running, walking, or biking area to find the length and compare the calculated value with the value found using Google Maps. So a little about this path. When I was a freshman, I had run winter and spring track, and during winter and spring track, my coaches would make us run distance runs on this same path, and we would have to run it multiple times to practice. They would say that the path was about half a mile or 1 mile back and forth. So I took this opportunity to see if they were telling the truth, trying to make us run more. And yeah, let's find out. So here's the path. Here you can see there's BCA on top. My path is what's highlighted in white, and that little round section is where I used the arc length formula to find the length. So creating coordinates, I used the measuring distance and areas device on Google Maps, and I start off at the bottom left as making that the origin, and I would measure to the right the horizontal distances, get that as my x values, and then go and measure the vertical distances to get my y values. And I put a bunch of that information together to get these points. So graphing the arc, I plugged it into my calculator because the graph device that Mr. Walsh recommended didn't work on my Mac. So I had to use my calculator, but it was not that bad. And I plugged it into my calculator as seen here, just the arc piece, and then I plotted these points with the graph function on the calculator. This graph function at first gave me just the points, the 4 points shown above, and then I made a line of best fit using a polynomial regression, and that also gave me the curve shown at the bottom right of the slide. Then I used the arc length formula to find the length of this curve, and in the arc length formula I would need to use the derivative of my found formula, and I would make my limits of integration 900 and 1095, as those were the points from start to end of my arc. Here's my work shown in my own handwriting, and it turned out that this arc is about 407.05 feet long. And here we see that the rest of the path is linear, so it was pretty much easy to calculate. And the rest of the path added up to 2,296.75 feet. And I added this to my length of the arc, and that gave me 2,703.8 feet. Then I divided this by the amount of feet per mile, and that gave me about 0.512 miles. So in comparison to the one on Google Maps, the Google Maps had said my path was 0.538 miles, so that's not very far off. And of course, comparing it to my freshman coach, the estimation for them was half a mile, and I'd say this was very similar to my calculation that I had made. So overall, I would say this is a pretty successful discovery. And yeah, that's my project. Thank you for watching.